Hi, and welcome back to the RF Fitness Podcast. I am your host, Rob Finlayson, certified personal trainer, elder brother, and level 12 Gloomstalker Ranger, Dark Elf. Here with my co host.
Rachel Hammerud, younger sister, certified fitter person, and what? Okay. Oh my God, Eric's just throwing me off. Honey,
Hold
what
on,
are you
folks. Hold on,
doing?
folks.
Okay. Real time, baby.
What's going on over there?
I don't know. My husband's just walking around the house being silent and weird, and it's freaking me out. Because I'm normally completely alone when I am recording, and
Yeah.
hashtag ADHD.
And lucky for you, your husband is home tonight.
Yes.
Aren't you fortunate?
Throwing off my groove.
Threw off my groove. And we are we're the two siblings podcast where we talk about more or less Rachel's weight loss journey, my helping her through it. And this past week, we hit a pretty big milestone that Rachel's pretty excited about. So I thought we could celebrate it by talking about anything else and changing formats and subject for the podcast for a little bit. Rachel,
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. I'm not going to say exactly the milestone, but I will say I have lost the weight of my child.
Damn, for real?
Yeah,
All right. Well, good for
she
you.
was. She is that many pounds, and so now it feels kind of great because when I'm carrying her around, I was just like, oh wait, that.
Huh.
Yeah, it feels pretty cool to be lighter.
There. Yeah. Yes. I think it
Yeah.
was like after our last call, or maybe the one before that, after we had recorded, I went on some rant about how being physically stronger is fucking awesome because it makes life
Yes.
so much easier and how fucking dope it is.
Yes.
I told the story about moving the chair for most parents and how they're like flabbergasted that a human being could do it by himself. Was a story I
Yes.
can tell in greater detail during an episode, or maybe even this one. But I do have a couple of rules that I want to do and state for this episode, maybe for future episodes, depending on
No.
how into the weeds we get.
Stupid.
As we talk about stupid things, we have two rules. Rule number one: Rachel is allowed to tell up to 3 unrelated work stories during the episode. If you can make an argument that it relates to the thing we're currently talking about, I might not count it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So how rule number two, Rob, I am allowed one quote eye glazer end quote rant, probably about science or something
About
per episode.
corn.
Or corn. Corn is science. You don't
I
get me
was.
started. Don't make me blow my rant. 3 minutes into the fucking
Oh, okay.
podcast, Rachel.
Generally, how do you feel about corn?
Don't touch my
I
brother.
think I feel like corn is super new. Um,
I'm triggered. You're triggering me, and you're doing it on purpose.
I am, yeah.
From me to me.
Yeah. Sorry about it. Sorry, not sorry.
Did you have a work tale you wanted to jump in on here, or it seems like you got something locked and loaded?
I mean, yes. I did ask the audience
Hmm.
for some of their favorites,
Oh,
and yeah, so one of my favorites is when I was working the front desk at a grooming salon after I'd like injured my wrist, and I was calling this guy for a reminder call just to literally say, "Hey, reminding you for your appointment tomorrow." And this guy's always super weird, in a nice way. He's a nice guy, but he's just
hmm.
very eccentric, and he always throws me off my game because normally, like, I out eccentric people. So
You're the weird one, and someone else comes
right,
in and out weirds you. It's weird.
then it gets weird. And so before, and I am also notorious for being very weird on the phone. Um,
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but I just lose all hope of being a normal human.
Do you just like forget like normal like social cues kind of thing on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
phone,
It's like
or
I don't. It's like because I don't see their face or anything that I'm just kind of
hmm
like, I'm
how do
gonna
I?
freestyle some weird shit. Um,
I've never thought of it as freestyling a phone call, but I guess that's kind of all I've ever done.
yeah.
Not that I think about it.
Right. Well, yeah, this was scripted technically. Hi, this is Rachel calling from
Oh,
blah blah
sure.
blah. Just calling to remind you of Wally's appointment. And so I was dialing the number and I was like, all right, Rachel, don't be weird, don't be weird. This is basic. Say your lines. And then
Stick to the script.
uh, it rang. He picked up and he said, hello. And I said, hi, this is Rachel calling from blank blank. Just calling to remind her. Yeah, just this is Rachel calling from blank blank. And I was about to say something. And then he said, hi, Rachel. And immediately I said, hi, Rachel.
What? Why?
Correct. And he was just like, hey.
And he was like, normally I'm the weird one. And this chick's out weirding
Yeah.
me on the phone? No, it's
That guy
weird.
was so strange. Yeah, that was so awkward. Like every single awkward story I have, the clients always come in clutch and never like call me out and be like, "That was really weird."
I
Um,
feel like that's kind of just like a polite society thing to do. Just don't be like, hey, you're being very weird right now. Like a good friend, a very
yeah,
good friend could say that to you.
true,
And I
true.
think part of that is because everyone's afraid that they're the ones being weird all the time. So no one says it to each other because if we start telling each other we're being weird when we're being weird, anyone could just say it to me literally anytime when I think I'm being the most normal, and it would just crush my worldview.
Yeah,
You
fair. I
know,
feel like yeah, being told you're weird is okay to me, but being told that I'm annoying is the most devastating comment I could hear.
that is pretty devastating, though.
So fucking it like when I have a friend that like if you say you're stupid or something like that is the big.
I
I have
fucking
another
hate
friend
that.
that says like you smell. That's the big one for her. It's
Okay,
there's trauma.
there's
um
things. Okay,
yeah, for me it's you're annoying.
you're annoying. I've had people in the past who I think are just like very shitty, unhappy people. Like I'm just like having a time with them, and they'll tell me like, you're not very funny. They're like, you're not as funny as you think. Yeah, right. And I'm like,
Oh,
yes, I am. You fucking idiot. Because one, that's a rude thing to say, and I know you're only
that's
saying that if you're trying to find something you think would be very hurtful
yeah.
to me. And two, you only think that's going to be very hurtful for me because you have already identified that I'm a funny person and I like being the funny guy of the group. That
Yeah,
you
true
wouldn't
that.
realize
That's
that if
like
I
that's like
wasn't being as funny as I think I am. I'm fucking
true that.
hilarious. Yeah.
All the time when people would tease me in school and tell me I'm fat, and I'm like, yeah, no shit, bro. Like,
Duh.
I remember one time in like fourth grade, this kid was just like, "You're overweight," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "I'm overweight? What the fuck? Why don't you tell me my BMI is high?"
You look like your BMI is like 26 plus. Mm,
It's like,
fucking got
come,
her.
come at me with something different.
Give me some. I don't mind an insult that is like creatively worded. Like if there's like an artistry to the delivery, I'm like, I can't be mad.
Yes,
You know,
specific story about that.
does
In
this
seventh
count?
grade,
This
no,
is
no,
related.
it's not
Okay.
about work.
This is.
Um,
Whoa. Okay.
don't tell me I'm annoying. In seventh grade, we all started to try to think of things that rhymed with our names to like Hannah Banana kind of thing.
Sure.
Rachel is notoriously hard to rhyme, which apparently mom did that on purpose.
Really.
Yes, she tried to choose names that are not easy to tease. Um,
Such a mom thing to do.
that
God
is
bless
such a
her.
mom thing. Yeah, yeah. Um,
We love you,
but
mom.
then my bitch ass friend Jamie was like, "Ooh, I found one," which is ironic because she's stupid. Um, who was Rachel needs a facial because she's biracial. super ironic because Jamie's more biracial than I am.
That's incredible.
But it's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Did she go on to have a long and storied career as an insulter, or is this just like a one-off? Is this like the peak of her career?
No, she's an addict now.
Oh, so I don't know. Maybe you could be a person outside of your personality as an addict. I'm not sure it's a personality. It's probably more of an identity. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's dangerously close to an eye glazer rant. Is it something that just happens when you become a dad, or is it just like because I'm a white man and I've been this way my entire life? I just like stuck
Yeah, just
talking about
mansplaining everything.
just like every thought
Hmm.
that's in my head. Having ADHD, I think, is also a big
Do you
part
want to
of it.
hear my point of view?
I'm about to grace you with my ideas about this particular
That
thing.
you didn't fucking ask for.
You did not ask for it. Let me ask you a question. Rachel, I was thinking that for today we could go through a couple of unhinged icebreakers. I think we've talked about
Let's
a
do
couple
it.
times on the cast about kind of like wish people knew us a little bit more, because obviously there's people who
Mm-hmm,
listen.
mm-hmm.
Let's be real, our entire audience, people who know us personally, but there's like the people who I know
Yes.
and who don't know you, and people who you know but who don't know me. So
Oh, so quick side story.
okay,
Hashtag this episode title. Quick side story.
okay,
Um, I was talking to Missy, my therapist, once again,
shout out Missy.
um, and I was like something or another because Rob is such a cool trainer because he's like obtainable looking. He's not some jack dude. And
Thanks, yes.
Missy was just like, okay, yeah, like you just keep saying this. Like I want to see a
Gotta
picture
get
of your
eye-
brother.
I gotta get eyes on this guy.
So I said, okay, here's his Insta, and she like looked you up, and she's like, Rachel, he's jacked.
Shout out Missy. Thank you, Missy. You're a real one. Way to gain
And
points.
I was just like, what picture are you looking at?
Probably the one where I'm fucking jacked, so you know all of them.
And she was like, a picture where he's flexing his like muscular arms, and I was just like, okay, yeah, his arms are in shape, fine.
Okay, Missy, you
Um,
know what? Shut it off. Don't look at that picture anymore. Get a little
you
excited.
want to see a picture of him in his shacket in seventh grade eating ice cream for breakfast?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Remember?
Shack it.
Do you remember those fucking shackets?
Talking about the shirt jackets?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I do. I do kind of remember them.
The like
I,
that horrible like polyester fabric in there that had like blue flames.
oh, you mean like the rayon button-up things I would wear all the
Mm-hmm.
time? Yeah, I don't know
Yes,
why you have called those shackets. They're definitely more of a rayon, like a Hawaiian. It's a fat guy shirt. Let's be real.
it is so typically a fat guy shirt.
Quick side note about me. I don't know if many people know this. I was a fat kid for most of my childhood. That's okay. So in elementary
No.
school, I was very skinny.
Yes.
I was like the weird small. I was like weirdly small in
Indeed you
elementary
were.
school, and then in middle school, I was the fat kid, and like that kind of continued to trail off a little bit in high school. To sort of make some changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I had ice cream, specifically ice cream with peanut butter and chocolate syrup,
I
pretty much
remember.
every morning for breakfast, watching DuckTales on the little TV in the kitchen. It used to hang underneath the countertop there.
Oh god, that and it made like that creaky sound when you turned it.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yep.
real quiet so I can watch DuckTales before anyone wakes up.
Dude, I remember watching Dragon Tales and Arthur well into like
Oh
late
yeah,
elementary school when it was not cool anymore.
would not anymore. Okay, I remember watching Roly Poly Oly, eating my
I
fucking oatmeal.
loved Roly
I
Poly
don't know why you did,
Oly.
man. That movie was fucking. That
And
show
out
was
of the
fucking weird,
box.
bro. We are
Out
way
of the
off the fucking
box.
rails
Okay,
right now.
okay, okay, okay.
this doesn't this doesn't fall into either of our rules, so I can't rate us in
Okay, what is
using the law.
icebreakers?
Okay. Here's one that came directly from apparently you, Rachel. If what grocery store bakery item are you?
Tried to put that on Lindsay.
Because she's the one who asked me it. I think I misheard the thing because I first heard this story, first heard this question in Indiana
Yes.
because Lindsay was there and you guys were talking about it. And a white
Yes,
man my way
because
in there. Hey guys, what are we talking about?
yeah.
Here, a
And
lot of
then
people
Lindsay
laugh and
was
having a
just
good time. I need to be a part of that.
Lindsay was like, "What bakery item would you be?"
It's not even like an exaggeration.
It is not. She has the thickest effing accent.
She's just
Yeah,
extremely Texan.
she's like, "I don't have an accent," and it just
This is so funny, dude.
yelled back at her, "I don't have an accent."
So
Oh
Rachel,
God.
so you must have an answer for this, like locked and loaded, since it's your
Mm-hmm.
question. Yeah. What is it?
Oh, you didn't hear mine. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
that's
No.
what I'm
one
asking.
hundred percent. Yes, I am a rainbow sprinkle cupcake.
Oh, Rain, why? I mean,
Like I need to explain.
I know why. Look, if you could put
Yeah.
into words.
A rainbow sprinkle cupcake because it is loud. It is too much. It
Mm.
is just a clash of unneeded things, and but you fucking love it.
You
You
fucking love
don't.
it.
You don't love it in high doses sometimes. I mean, I don't know. Some people are like, "Is your husband like always laughing his ass off?" And I'm like, I mean, would you always be laughing with a stand-up comedian living in your house?
Do you grow immune to it after a while?
I think you do.
I mean, most still thinks I'm funny. God, I hope.
Yeah, Eric probably thinks I'm annoying.
Oh no, as long as it doesn't say it, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, I am a rainbow sprinkle cupcake.
Good answer. I
But
like
yes,
that.
I am always very specific in saying it has to be a grocery store. I personally pick Cub. It was
Oh,
hard. Yeah, I pick
really?
Cub. Yes, even though they
Cub.
have the worst fucking
I was gonna say,
baked goods.
why Cub? It's
I don't
bad
know.
there.
Okay, fine. We can switch to like Target. Where else do you buy your baked goods? That's like from a grocery store.
Any other grocery store, Hy-Vee, Target, I guess Lunds Byerly's if you're fucking rich.
I was gonna say, yeah, Lunds and Byerly's is rich bitch shit,
Yeah.
and I mean, Hy-Vee has like. So I remember our aunt Lisa said
Yes.
that she would be a lobster tail, which I was just like, that's not a baked good, and she was like, no, it's like she was like, oh, it's like this fucking croissant or something like that, and I was
That's a
like,
fucking crustacean, Auntie.
right, that's a stupid answer.
There's a crust on it. The end. That is where the
She
similarities
was like,
stop.
"Oh no, it's something that you can only find. It's like French or whatever." And I was like, "What an Edina answer,
That's an
Aunt
extremely honest
Lisa."
answer too. We love you, Aunt
She's like,
Lisa.
she's like, "Fuck you!"
A lobster tail.
Like, come
Lobster
on,
roll,
you're
I could
fucking
see.
you a
Fuck yeah.
tort or something, flan.
A tort. A flan is definitely Spanish, Mexican American, I believe. Not
Fair. Okay, what are
French.
you?
I think I said a loaf of take and bake garlic bread.
Oh yeah, Lindsay got so excited.
Right? Because it fucking rules, dude.
It is so good.
Yeah. And I guess if we're applying like horoscope level personality traits on projecting it onto this baked good and why, I guess I would say part of that is because part of who I like what I do, part of who I am is to enhance like the experience of other people. Like the point
Okay.
the point of the take and bake garlic, like I could just buy garlic bread, but when you get to take and bake garlic bread, you do a little bit of extra effort that most of the back end has been completed for you, but you still get to feel like a fucking chef, and you're the fucking superhero of any spaghetti dinner you make. Because it's like, holy shit, fresh garlic bread. This guy's a fucking wizard. And
Hell
that's kind of what I
yeah.
like to do as a coach and as a dungeon master and friend, I guess. And it's fucking delicious, and no one's ever mad to see garlic bread.
Oof, for real.
Let's be real. Unless you're someone who thinks garlic bread isn't as funny as they think. But it
This
is.
garlic bread isn't even that fucking funny.
Can you imagine? This bread isn't actually that funny. Whether you can fucking
This
go
rainbow
home.
cupcake,
Yeah,
pretty annoying.
kind of annoying. This has
These chocolate chip
been
cookies smell.
This has been Rob and Rachel project their insecurities on baked goods. Thank you.
So
Uh,
I think that's a fun question to ask at parties.
I do
What
like that. It's
baked?
very unique. I had never
Thank
heard
you.
it.
I thought of it myself, and then also why. You have to have the
I
why.
love the why. I love the why.
Yes,
Um, are you ready for another one?
I'm ready.
I got an inversion on a classic here. Give me two lies and one truth. I
Oh,
didn't have anything in the can for this. I probably should have, but I'm a fucking idiot. So I
I
did.
remember in like high school, I'd always be like, I'm part Japanese. I've had open
Yep.
chest surgery. Um,
And I hate dogs.
right. And I'm really quiet and reserved.
And I'm actually very shy. People describe me as reserved.
People have never said I'm annoying.
I definitely don't hate it the most.
Yeah, so I guess that's my two truths and a lie. Or two lie. No,
It's gonna
wait,
be two
what? Two
lies. Two lies, one truth. We're doing the
okay,
reverse.
two okay. Oh my god, I don't know.
I'm
Two
writing mine down.
lies. Okay. Okay. I love cats.
Okay.
I love chocolate and
Okay.
I love pistachios.
Now, see, I know this one, but I'm gonna give the audience a TikTok here to try and guess. But I'm pretty sure your one truth is that you love pistachios.
Yes, because I always say that I fucking hate nuts except for pistachios.
I also watched you smash a bunch when we last hang out, but they're all very good.
What?
Yeah,
You mean on the
didn't we eat like a fucking bowl and a half of pistachios last time we were together?
I doubt it because then I ate some nuts and I told you I ate some nuts and you're like, actually, that's really fattening.
Wow, not my words. Thank you though.
Actually, you fat piece of shit, it's gonna make you even fatter.
That is correct. That is more accurate. That is my exact verbiage. Please do not misrepresent me. There are potential clients listening to this, Rachel.
Well, I hope those clients don't eat pistachios.
God, same. Let me see. I got one more lie to tell you,
A lie,
and
a good lie for you would be my pants didn't fall down while running to first base.
God, that did happen that one time, didn't it?
Yes.
I think that I was in like first grade. I want to say though, and they were like
Yeah.
loose knit shorts or something like that.
Everything was loose on you.
It's because I was so small. I was such a scrawny little boy. Mom and Dad say there's pictures where it looks like I'm a Holocaust survivor, like sitting on some
Yes.
hotel bed somewhere.
And that mom like found you a pair of pants that were like XXS, like
Yeah,
the smallest possible one, and then you like put oh yeah, you like went to go try them on, put them over the pants that you were already wearing, and mom got excited because she was like, wow, it looks like I found pants that actually fit. She was like,
yeah.
oh,
Oh
you're still
no!
wearing your pants. You just
Olivia did
double
that the other
pantsed
day.
it.
She double pants it just for no fucking reason at all.
Oh, fair enough. Get
Um,
creative.
um, okay, let me tell you two truths and a lie about me.
No, two
I
lies and a truth.
Two lies and a truth. Got you already. Uh, okay, two lies and a truth. I have a secret fear of skeletons. I am an accomplished mixed martial arts fighter, and I almost fell into the Grand Canyon once.
Did you?
I don't know, did I?
I mean, I know you're not scared of skeletons because one is your best friend and it's literally behind
He's
you
literally right there. I'm gesturing
on.
to him in this audio format so our listeners can see him. Terrence Jr. is behind me. Some people might remember Terrence from years ago. This is his son.
I know that you have done mixed martial arts and I know that you have competed.
That's actually not accurate. I never trained or competed in mixed martial arts. I've done kickboxing and
Oh
jujitsu, but
my
separately.
god,
Isn't
that's
that
an
such a
annoying
fun?
answer. Everybody hates you.
People do seem to hate how I make the distinction for some reason, but you know what? That's on them if you don't have the brain space to be specific about certain things. Oops.
Okay, fun,
Uh,
fun.
yeah, when I graduated college, me and my boy Brant took a cross country road trip from Minneapolis to the Grand Canyon in the old Prius,
Oh
which was
yeah, that
awesome.
Prius has
And
seen some shit because we went to North Carolina in that to go meet
that's
Lindsay.
right. Yep, that's right. Yeah, Shadow Lindsay. And then it died. Uh,
The
and
Prius?
yeah, it got totaled
Oh,
in a
graduated
car
college.
in the car accident I was in. Oh yes, yes, yeah. When I graduated college, me and Brent went to the Grand Canyon. And while we were there, we did a short hike on a part of the rim because it's fucking enormous. We did not realize that.
Mm.
It's we were like, oh, how wide can it be? Like a mile, and it's like 26 miles. It's like a fucking marathon, dude. It's fucking enormous. It was one grand as hell
Huh.
canyon. So I was extremely like loose brained because I had taken Benadryl earlier in the day and we needed some good pictures by the rim. So I was like, I'll just come down here and I'll pose by this rock. And I was like, it's one of those things where, like, in hindsight, it's like, Jesus Christ. Looking back, I clambered over what I now am 100% sure are like stanchions, like, hey, do not cross this chain, don't
Cool.
cross this line. And I'm like, oh, these, how nice I'm gonna put these posts with chains running through it so that I can grab onto something on my way up and down from
Oh,
this rough part of the trail. Go onto
Jesus.
this rock, and there's still a picture of me with my legs hanging over like the edge of the
Okay,
Grand
yeah, I remember that
Canyon.
picture.
It was definitely illegal, I'm pretty sure.
Cool, cool, cool.
But yeah, like the sight down, like it's a I think it's a great picture because you can see so much of the canyon that like stretches out like behind and below where I am
Right.
on the count, but like not really in the picture is how it is a literal mile down, straight down from where I was sitting,
Fuck
and my
that.
heart was like beating out of my fucking chest. I was so fucking scared while I was
Dude,
down there.
there are so many people that die trying to take cool
Yes.
pictures at
Yes.
scary places.
Yes. And
God.
Brett was Brett to his to his intelligent nature was like, I'm not fucking going down there, dude. I will stand up here and take a picture if you want, but I'm not crossing. I'm not going anywhere fucking near that rim. So I
Shout
was
out
like,
Brent.
all right, yeah. Shout out to my smart friends. So I said,
For real.
bet. I dipped down there, took the picture, and had to like I've never moved like slower and more cautiously in my life, dude. Like I got up
Oh,
on all fours and crawled like a baby cat to
a
the
baby cat.
like a baby cat. Okay,
Dare I
some
say
would
a
say
kitten?
a kitten. Fucking weirdos might say that. And I crawled back. But fun souvenir that I have from that particular moment of extreme idiocy on that trip, and there was a lot. Um, on my way back up that little trail, there's like a large boulder that kind of overhangs as part of just the fucking rocks that are out there. And tucked underneath it, like wedged very intentionally, was a perfectly folded up little handkerchief. So I know someone else had gone out there at some point, probably taking a same or similar picture, and then stowed that little guy out there as like a little souvenir. So I took
As
it
a hey there.
as a hey
Oh,
there. So I took it because I was the next guy out. I should have left something, but I
yeah, you
didn't.
should. What the fuck?
I don't know. That's rude.
It is
But
rude.
I figured it was a trophy.
Just
Yeah.
writing a note that says, like, fuck you.
I owe you one life changing handkerchief. If they ever go back to be like, oh, the wind obviously blew it away because it's a tucked away handkerchief at the Grand Canyon, guys.
Does Brent
Uh,
listen to the podcast?
Probably not. I don't think he even knows we have one. I should talk to that guy.
Okay.
He's a cool dude. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Are we ready for another weird question?
Ready.
I got another weird one. What was your weirdest crush as a kid, as a young person?
It's Simba as a teenager. Easy.
Is it busy?
Good enough. Couldn't have made that
I,
an easier
I,
question.
I guess I get it. Can you
Teenagers.
just
Oh, I will. Yep, I'll tell you.
please go into great detail?
When they were singing Hakuna Matata, and he
Yes,
went from a boy to a man, and he
Lion.
was crossing the log with Timon and Pumbaa, and
Hmm.
he's flipping his hair back and forth, and that was my sexual awakening.
Oh, yeah, he definitely gets a very '90s hot boy hair flip in
He
there
does, yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, very specifically '90s hot guy bangs on that animated lion. Like, how dare they?
He was a hot ass lion, man.
I guess they drew him that. It's not his fault. He was just drawn that way, right? That's what Jessica Rabbit would say.
Whore.
Wow, wow! No need to slut shame a cartoon character on the podcast, Rachel.
Do it off the pod.
Do it off the pot in real life, like you normally do all the time.
Yeah, I think that's definitely my weirdest and my first.
That cannot be a unique one though. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be so many other
No,
people.
yeah, I know. Yes, I've told many people, which probably isn't a good thing. And
But enough where apparently some have responded positively. Like,
many
actually,
people have responded positively.
mm, like Sam, she went to that one website.
Yeah, Sam did it for a game. Okay, Sam,
Okay, dokie,
that's what they
dude.
all say.
That's how it all starts. We don't need to
Okay,
spill
so
tea on,
what?
of course, yeah.
Poor Sam. What is your weird crush?
I don't know if it's weird so much as um like completely reasonable and appropriate. Like Miss Piggy from the Muppets can definitely get it.
Dude, that is so triggering for me. I'm going to tell a very unflattering story about you.
Oh no! Do
And
you have
let me
to?
just, yep, I do.
Okay.
Um, let me just preface with we all said and did mean things as teenagers.
Oh god. Are you
Rob
gonna get me
has
canceled or
grown.
something now? Yeah.
Yes, I am going to get you canceled because
Thanks.
you told me in high school. Because
Hmm.
remember, you almost wrote for like the fashion column or something in high school.
No, what?
Oh, I super do because everyone thought you were gay, and I was just like,
It's because I was in theater, yeah.
because you were in theater and you wore thin scarves. Um,
I don't I still to this day I don't understand the hate for thin scarves. It's just a cool accessory, man. Scarves are dope.
for gay men, yeah. Um,
Haters get fucked, man. I don't know what to tell you. Scarves are dope.
so do gay men. Um,
This is
yes.
gonna be
So
great.
you told me uh, that I shouldn't wear pink because fat girls that wear pink look like pigs.
God, that's a fucking terrible thing to say.
It is a terrible thing to say, and it
Uh,
really sucked because pink is my favorite color and I loved wearing pink. But I thought, well, I guess my brother, the gay fashion columnist, said I'm gonna look like a fucking pig.
that's so funny, dude.
You
God,
also told me one time I wanted to go to Target with you, and you said not in that outfit.
Jesus, dude.
Like,
What a sassy bitch I was. Jesus
yeah, I
Christ.
was like, you afraid you're gonna see your boyfriend there? Like, what's
For
the
real.
deal?
I must have been. Fucking apparently. Oh god. This stuff is gonna be fucking hilarious to people who have only known me as an adult man. This is definitely not who I am now. So like you very graciously pointed out before the story, so far removed from who I have become as a person.
Yes, dude. When I look with like the time hop on your Facebook, the things that I used to
Oh my
say,
god, dude. No. I don't know
I
why they started doing that. It must part of me thinks it's so that they let you know they have this information so that
honestly, we
so
could
that
release this
face
at any
so
time.
that yeah, so that Facebook can just be like, "Hey, also if you don't want to pay for Facebook Premium, we can just make these public whenever we want.
I'm
You
just
said it
saying.
on here."
I went through like a phase of just like reposting them and like not the really funny ones like
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Rachel Finlayson is at work, and that was it. And I wrote
Understated.
is at work like
Oh my god.
oh
Those early days.
yeah,
When did you get a Facebook? Do you remember like what year?
probably like a sophomore or junior in high school, but I was
Really?
queen of MySpace before that.
For sure MySpace. Because I think I got Facebook in like '06 when I graduated because I had a .edu account. And I think in those times you still needed it.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. So
Uh,
so that tracks because it would have been because I was a senior when you were a freshman. So it probably would have been the next year or
correct.
two after that they would have opened it up to everyone. So that
Yes.
tracks. Okay. This
Yeah.
corroborates.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook was wild then, dude. And
It was.
it apparently just held on to all those memories for me. Thanks, guys. I one of the cool things about getting older is that you forget shit sometimes. And now I just
Yeah.
can't. No one can ever again. Anything.
Yeah.
Wow.
There are a shit ton of pictures that should not be on my Facebook, but like nobody looks at them, so I
Right.
don't take them off. Or yeah.
It's like whatever. Yeah.
Sometimes if I'm feeling spicy, I'll go on like some of my best friends' Facebook pages and just simply like this horrible picture from like 2007.
Jesus Christ. That's
So
some
it pops up on
nightmare
their
fuel, dude.
timeline.
That's truly fucked up, Rachel.
Oh, it's so great.
Serial killer shit.
I'm gonna do that shit tonight, man. Better watch
Oh,
out.
God.
Better watch out,
Uh,
23 besties.
23 besties. Yeah, speaking of MySpace, your top eight would have been just in shambles, I imagine.
I
Just
always had,
constantly.
I always had like a top 24.
God.
And I'm
I
like,
want to say the top three of my top eight were often cartoon or comic book characters on MySpace.
yeah, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well, Shelby should have gave me some more nutty bars, so you're top three now instead. Move you over, bitch.
Move on over. Are you ready for another question? This one is a little bit less unhinged. I feel like that last one got like, the most unhinged, and
Okay.
we're ready to come down again.
Tightening our cabinets.
Yes. Here's one that actually got asked at one of the weirdest bachelor parties I've ever been to in my life, and I
Oh.
was convinced that my answer was incorrect, despite it
For
not being
who?
a for me. For who? You don't know him. It's for one of like
Oh.
Noah's friends. Um, would you rather have the power to fly or to be invisible?
Can I take someone with me? So if I'm holding somebody's hand, can they be invisible too? Or could they fly too?
So I had questions as well, and when it was originally posited to me, I think the response was like, "You're not allowed to ask questions. It is
Oh.
fly or invisible. That's it." Because if we start putting qualifiers on things, then you can tailor it to be whatever you want, and it's supposed to be this like almost like pop psychology question, and I can explain why in a little bit once we give our answers.
Right. Like how fast can I fly? How long would it take me to get to Dubai?
Whatever you imagine immediately when you think invisible, you get that.
Okay, fine, fly.
All right, cool. Why flying? Out of curiosity.
Because flying you can go and see more interesting things. The only reason I would want to be invisible is to like creep on people, but people are low key boring. So
Ha! That's the title of the episode.
people are low key boring.
Not wrong. Not wrong though.
So yeah, I would want to just like fly the fuck over to San Francisco and
Yeah.
you know, like yeah, honestly, the fat bitch in me is just like I want to fly to be able to eat places,
Food tourism is a thing. There's nothing
and
weird or wrong
then
about
become
that.
invisible while I shame meat.
No, see, that would be okay. So I gave my answer, which was immediately fly. I want to be able to fly. I've always wanted to be able to fly. I thought that would be so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Well, everyone says invisible," and I was like,
Oh.
"Cool, fly. Give me fucking flying powers, whatever." And he's like, "No. Everyone says invisible because everyone secretly wants to not be able to be seen. Like you say it so you can rob a bank or so you can creep on people, but it's really so that you have the ability to just disappear whenever you want." And I was like, "Cool, fly. And he's like, yeah, no, but the only people who ever say fly are people who like attention or like want attention drawn to them. And I was like,
Mhm.
yes,
Yep.
correct. I fucking love attention.
Do you
I'm a
want me to say it louder?
podcast. Yeah. Hi, pay attention to me. I say that sometimes when I'm leading classes. And it works. And the dude spent like 20 minutes trying to convince me that like I really wanted to be invisible and not to fly. We were very drunk. Um,
Okay.
I do not know why he thought I was incorrect.
Yeah, did he know
But
you at all?
yes, kind of.
Okay.
He knew me enough to know that I like attention. I feel like that becomes
Okay.
pretty apparent early on. But this was a
You're a
batch.
Leo, right?
How'd you know? Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, little head nod.
You're
So someone
the
asked
Leo.
a while back. Someone asked me that. I walked in the door to Soda, and then immediately someone's client was like, "Rob, what year or what month were you born?" And I said August 4. And she goes, "Oh, so you're a Leo." And we had the conversation about anyone who just knows at the top of their head what your birth date is to your like if someone just knows your horoscope from your birth date, it's only
Right.
for one of two reasons. One, they have the same horoscope sign and they know that date range,
Mm.
or two, they have some crystals they're going to sell to you. Because because otherwise, what the fuck would you know what all the other date ranges are? It doesn't make any. There's
You're
12
a
of them.
Leo. You need amethyst.
Yes, exactly. Otherwise, it's just fucking client research.
Yeah, I remember. I was. This is a work story, but related.
Okay.
There was a gal who was super into horoscopes, was not selling anything,
Mm,
and she was just trying to guess horoscopes based on our personality, and
sure.
she was guessing everyone else's, and I was just like, oh, God, please guess mine, please guess mine, please guess mine. I just want
Yeah.
to talk about me, and And then so finally, in true my sign fashion, I just cut everyone else off, and I was just like, "Do you want to guess mine?"
Oh my god. And that's a classic
Aries.
Aries thing because you
I
butted yourself into a situation.
Yes, to make myself the center of attention. I talked
Ah,
loudly to do it. I was just
Aries it just is the boisterous bitch of the group.
hell yeah. I am the most Aries airy that ever airied.
Wow.
Just saying.
And I do identify with many of the Leo
Do
personality.
you? Yeah.
Yes, if you can believe it. I'm sure that's hard for you to
I
believe.
can believe it. Yeah.
There's
But no, I am
sometimes when I run
surrounded by
across me.
cancers.
It's a rude way to talk about your friends.
It's tumors.
Woof.
Just a bunch
Excise
of
these people from my life.
emotional bitches. God.
What's your pet peeve? If you could narrow it down.
Oh yeah.
So like
No, I know
maybe
there are
top
some.
two. Maybe top
Dude,
two, we'll say.
no, there. I have one for sure.
Okay.
When people fish for me to ask more in their conversation.
I thought you meant like off of a dock or something. I was like, you're not even there for most of it.
No.
They're just standing outside holding the fucking stick and
Yeah.
they get wet.
If fishing was my pet peeve, I wouldn't be married to the man
I
I'm
was
married
gonna
to.
say you'd have a hard time, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, please go on.
When people, for example, it was always in high school when they would say, I can't wait for the weekend. I can't wait for Saturday.
Oh,
Friday is going to be so much fun. And then I
yeah.
knew these stupid little fucks wanted me to say, what's going on Saturday, Stacey? Um,
That's just what you sounded like in high school too. Wow.
it's
It's like
and
one to
so
one.
and it would just, oh my god, I know this is jacked up, but and it's still, and I know it's still jacked up. It is my favorite to just watch people's fire die in their eyes.
We just sit and don't ask.
Yes, but no,
Awesome.
like I would respond with, "I bet."
Power move.
Yes. Oh God, I mean, oh, it got me so high. And they'd be like, no, like seriously, like it's gonna be crazy. And I'm like, I can imagine.
You don't even know
Yeah.
any of the details. Oh, there's so many.
Yes.
You
And
don't know them.
honestly, most of the time I did want to know the details, but I was just
You're not
like,
gonna get the fucking
I'm just such a
satisfaction.
fucking bitch that I just
Classic
yeah.
Aries. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, yeah, overall just kind of being mean. Yeah. Um
What do you mean?
yes. That is my biggest pet peeve when people desperately ask me. Like, bitch, if you want to tell me how exciting Friday is going to be, then just tell me. Don't make me ask.
How dare you expect me to engage in conversation with you?
God.
The
Yeah.
unmitigated gall.
To talk about just when I talk about like kind of what a meanie I was, especially back in middle school and high school, though I will say it was a defense mechanism. Like if I was known as like the
Hmm.
mean girl, people would make fun of me for being fat. And so, but this was past that. This was just mean. And so in middle school, we were never allowed to have gum. Gum was
Sure.
like the big thing or whatever. So
Yeah.
whenever anybody had gum, people would always ask. It'd be like the whole fucking class. It was so annoying. And so every single time I'd like pull out some gum and then I would see someone look and I'd be like, oh, do you want some gum? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then I just slip it back in. Just here to make conversation.
That is, I'm just here for a good time.
Oh, it's so mean.
That's like when I was a camp counselor for a summer at a YMCA day camp, summer camp, which was the best I've ever had. I taught
Mm.
the kids the meanest high five ever, where you like look someone in the face and you go for the high five, and before they can get their hand all the way up, you high five yourself and like take the high five from them. And like I showed it to these like 9-year-olds, and all of their like worlds just shattered. Like someone can be that mean. I can't, like, unbelievable. Someone can do that to someone.
It's so messed up. High five yourself and just be like, your dad's not your real dad.
It's a power move. Dude. I was showing a
That is a
client it the
power
other
move.
day. We were just like,
What?
bam, and it's always mega loud too. It's always a really good one because you know exactly where your own hand is, so you can. I
Yeah,
guess
but
at
if you
that
know how
point
to
it's just
properly high
clapping.
five, yeah, honestly. One of my favorite things in the world. It used to be my pickup line. Now it's just my icebreaker, pickup friends kind of thing. Is
Mm,
uh, the proper way to high five, which is look at the elbow.
got to.
And
People
so
don't
many
know.
people don't know that. I shook
Yeah.
so many people's worlds in Indiana.
Shooketh.
I was like,
Um,
we have nothing to talk about, clearly, but I will show you how to high five correctly.
Kerplow. Okay, so that kind of leads to my final question that I have. What's your TED talk about?
Oh, grooming for sure. Something about dog grooming,
I guess so, yeah. But like, what
obviously.
is that like weird enough? Is it weird niche enough? It's definitely weird niche enough. Who am I kidding? Your grooming tales, bruh,
Yeah, my grooming tales for sure.
all over the
Or,
place.
well, more specifically, why doodles are an abomination.
There we go. That's the level of clickbait
Click
that I
hate.
want. Yeah, my click hate. I hate this so much. I'm gonna know more about it. God, I hate that
Yes.
works. Yeah, so that's your clickbait TED talk, I guess. That's how
Yes,
I should
I
phrase the question.
absolutely hate doodles. But I, and man, take this with a grain of,
Can you give us a preview, Rachel, of your click
yes.
hate?
Hi, my name is Rachel Hammerud. Welcome to my TED Talk. Your doodle should have never been born. Um,
Wow, I meant like, can you tell us why? Instead
yeah.
of just be
Thank
an
you.
out loud racist about this breed of dog.
Yes, no, I am a super breedist. I always tell everybody when I got into the animal care world, I'm like, I love every breed. And now that I'm like
Yeah,
16 years in, I'm like, I love like two breeds.
yeah. I hate most dogs and people.
Yeah, I do. But I'm really good at it. So,
Yeah.
uh, No, I do genuinely love dogs, but it ruins it when you become a groomer and you're like petting a cute dog and you're like, oh, you have an ear infection. Oh, there's a mat here. Oh, you
Sure.
need this, like that kind of thing. That
Yeah,
sucks. It's kind of like when you pet people and you're like, oh, you need to work on your tries. Um,
that is just like when I do that.
oh, speaking of dogs,
Okay, here.
very loudly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I turned the gain down on my mic.
Oh no. It's just your dog's chains. Okay, so no. The Here are the reasons why I hate doodles. A, because there
Yes.
is no such the reason people should be breeding dogs is to better the breed, to become closer to the breed standard. So
Mm.
Vizslas are made to be hunting dogs. They're like created every breed is created for a job except for like the non-sporting dogs. And their breed should be made to perform that job better. Um, and there is no breed standard for doodles, so you can't work towards the perfect breed standard. There is no breed standard of doodles. And people also, so yeah, you should be breeding to better the breed, not for money. People that breed doodles are in it
Mm.
for the money, the end.
Sellouts.
Yeah, and so they're just not responsible breeders. There are no such thing as a responsible doodle breeder. Come at me.
I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they fucking will. Go ahead. Um, I will destroy you.
So many doodle breeders, so many doodle heads,
There's
doodlers they
so
call
many doodle
themselves.
breeders. People pay easily 3 grand for these dogs.
For real?
Absolutely.
What, bro? Buy
Yes.
anything else with that money.
Yes.
That's insane.
They're like 3 to 8 ish.
$1,000? Why? What? Does this
That is
dog like fucking
for
mow your lawn for you?
and I am saying it is like the ugliest poodle bred with the ugliest golden. And they're like,
And
but
it
it's
shits everywhere?
hypoallergenic. And I'm like, no, it is not. There is no such thing. There is no breed that is hyperallergenic, truly.
Yeah.
But especially if you breed a hair to fur, first of all, that's going to mat up like crazy. They're genetically bred to mat, so don't come at me when I need to shave your piece of
Hmm.
shit down. And sorry, I'm getting heated. Um,
Just a little bit.
so these people will pay thousands of dollars for their dog and then lose their minds at me when I charge them 150 for a haircut. Um, that is very maddening because now it's my
Yes.
fault. You didn't do the
Ex-
research.
Excuse me, bitch.
Like it is so aggravating. Well, I didn't know it was going to be that much. That is not my problem, homie. There is somebody in Mora, Minnesota that does doodles for $40. And so one of our favorite responses have been, I know somebody in Mora. You want to drive up there or you
Do
want
you
to
actually know
shut
her
up and pay
though?
the price?
Yeah. God.
Cool. See you in 3 hours. Um, yeah, and like people that get doodles don't know breeds because if you got
Mm,
for the reason when people tell me I got a doodle because they're hypoallergenic because they're have cute hair because they're something or another. I'm like, oh, have you heard of a Portuguese water dog? Have you heard of a pumi? Have you heard of any of these breeds, or did you just do it because Chelsea next door got one? Um,
right.
and they also will. The amount of times I've heard I paid extra because he's a micro petite.
What does that mean? Like he's extra tiny?
That means small, small.
Yeah, I know that with I know it's like a venti latte thing, but like, is the dog itself extra small?
Usually not.
I was gonna say, I feel like every doodle I've seen has been like the same size, which is pretty big.
Yeah, no, they're like, oh, it's a miniature doodle. Honey, it's 55 pounds. This is a standard doodle. It's not just
Yeah.
giant. And you paid an extra grand for this dog. But to tell me that you paid extra for a micro petite when the dog could have just been labeled as a small, small, drives me up the wall. Um, yeah, and it's just like these dogs aren't getting health tested. They're bred to other BYB in our world is known as backyard bred. Um,
Mm,
and yeah, so it's just like BYB poodle mixed with a BYB golden. And like, if you respect your breed, if you are a legit golden retriever breeder or a legit poodle breeder, you will not. let mixes happen, pure only. And like a bunch of my poodle friends have like, we don't oodle our poodles, so don't hit us up.
Wow. So no genetic mixing,
Yes,
racial purity is what is the
racial
goal.
purity.
Okay.
Yes, there are purposely bred sport dogs. Whole different subject.
Okay.
Keyword sport. They're bred for a purpose.
Soccer, tennis, that kind of thing.
Badminton, actually. But yeah, no. I mean, and doodles have also completely changed grooming. Everyone got a doodle. Either
Yeah.
everyone before everyone had a lab. You know, the husband had a lab and the wife had a Shih Tzu.
Hmm.
That was just kind of the norm. And then now everybody has a doodle. And they mat like crazy. The
Yeah.
owners are entitled. They get mad at you for shaving the dog. They get mad at you for charging to brush it out. They get mad at you for torturing their dog brushing it out.
Ugh.
Yeah,
It's like brushing my daughter's hair.
yeah,
She
and
fucking
then
flips out every time.
yeah, and then you being like, okay, well, you know, I don't know. That was a poor analogy. So anyway, your
That was great. Very good content.
your
Thank you so much,
daughter's
Rachel. That
nothing
was
like a
excellent.
doodle, and I love you.
That's good. I love her very much as well.
Giant preface though. If you have a doodle that comes to me, I love your doodle. I love you. I love your doodle. I don't love your choices. But I'm not going to treat your dog badly. I'm not going to
Yeah.
treat you badly,
To your
like
face. Let's be real.
to
We
your
keep it
face.
for the
But I
podcast.
will talk about it on my podcast about being fat.
So, I'm
The
glad you got that off
end.
your chest. That was a
It
good
needs
TED
to be
talk,
the
Rachel.
end because I could keep going.
Yeah, we can make that be the end. All right.
So I'm at your
Yeah.
TED Talk. What's the title?
Ghost physics.
Okay. Did you know that Mom's seen a ghost?
Really? What? Her grandpa? Yeah. Yes, I remember that story.
Yeah. So
Pretty
that's the
rad.
one thing that makes me believe in ghosts because Mom is a non bullshit person.
She is obviously a healthy skeptic, as you see.
Healthy skeptic.
Healthy skeptic. So this ghost tale we're referencing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Mom has a story about when she was a little girl living in Duluth. They would go to her, I believe, her grandmother's house. Her grandfather was passed away, and then
Clyde.
yeah, Clyde. Occasionally, I don't think it was just one time. I think it was like occasionally she or other members of the family would see an apparition of him sitting, I think, at the top of the stairs with a shotgun.
Across his lap, yeah.
Yeah, across his lap. Yes, for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
staring at the kids like, I'm gonna shoot you with
yeah,
my ghost bullets.
I don't know if I ever got to read on what the vibe was with that interaction, with that
Ooh,
particular
title,
episode.
I'm gonna shoot you with my ghost bullets.
We gotta slow down, sis. We
Or,
got.
or, or just ghost bullets.
I like ghost bullets. Those of you who are waiting for us to say the thing, we said the thing. Ghost bullets. But yeah, so ghost physics is a extremely like wildcat idea that I have been sort of rotting my own brain with for a couple of years since I
Yeah, I've
saw
never
someone.
heard you talk about this.
It's because I don't talk about it. It's because it's probably not healthy too. But here I go.
Okay.
So a couple years ago, someone on Facebook, and weirdly enough, a fitness group that I'm in on Facebook, which is the best group on Facebook, by the way. It's the
Ghost
ET.
fitness.
It's the ETP Eat Train Progress Facebook group. You should join it, whether or not you're very into fitness. Anyway, someone there asked, just like off the cuff, about like they had a thought about ghosts. Like, how come all ghosts we see are like wearing clothes? Or some joke about that. Why are all ghosts we see wearing clothes? You know, if it's actually a person's energy, why are they not naked or whatever? I have a fucking thought
Okay.
about that. But they're like, why do we not see ghosts of animals? If ghosts were real, why don't we see like dinosaur ghosts? Wouldn't they be fucking all over the place?
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Right? And I was like, listen, I could give you a whole thing right now about ghost physics, but I don't want to like explode this thread with that. And people were like, please explode this thread.
Yeah.
So so my thought is that the reason, okay, so one, ghosts as a rule, the way I think of and define it as is a like residual psychic phenomenon that remains from a person, like a human being, and that is because I think it stems from the electric signals that our brain, because we're just like meat and jelly operated by like a 9-volt battery, essentially. Like that amount of power courses through your brain and makes you do and think all your thoughts ever in your entire life. Same for everyone who's ever existed.
Mm,
And like there's got to be like a sort of static electricity, whatever residual
makes
leave
sense.
behind that happens, you know. And I've also heard theories about how hauntings are powered by people being there. Like there's no haunting in a haunting isn't like a ghost experience or an apparition. That it never happens in a vacuum. Like you wouldn't catch it like from a satellite. It only happens when another human being's brain is there to
Mm,
perceive like the leave behind, the imprint, whatever, of this spirit, ghost, apparition, phantom, demon, whatever. They're all technically different things.
mm-hmm.
So I forget the exact like physics of it, but essentially like it takes too much energy for ghosts to manifest all the time.
Mm,
Like just like because when there's been like a common side effect or a common symptom, I guess, of a ghost is usually like a drop in ambient temperature. Like it's very cold
right.
here, a ghost is nearby, that kind of thing. My theory is that heat is a type of energy that just exists in the universe, and the ghost to manifest itself is drawing some of that ambient energy into itself to
Mm,
force an interaction from a different plane of existence or from a different like mental wavelength that we are not fully able to perceive all the time. Certain people,
okay.
sometimes, maybe more. But the reason that's also the reason why we don't have animal ghosts, like ghosts of dogs or of dinosaurs and whatnot. I mean, for one thing, dinosaurs are buried under the fucking ground for like eons and eons. Like if they do have ghosts, they exist there. Like they would only if a ghost is a psychic imprint of a sapient creature's experience, then it would make sense that you could only manifest itself in a location or in an environment that it recognizes, that it would recognize. So like if I were a
Okay.
ghost, I would be I could haunt like my house or like the car or something like that or like
Mm-hmm.
our childhood home.
Mm-hmm.
I as a ghost could not haunt a submarine or a moon base or the Oval Office because I haven't been there. Like I don't spend time in those, but my mind has not like stamped itself on here. That place has not
Okay.
stamped itself in my mind. So animals, dinosaurs, whatever, they don't live where we live in houses, cities, graveyards, whatever, where people gather. They live under the ground. So if there are dinosaur ghosts just floating around, they're floating around under the ground. Maybe right now we wouldn't even fucking know it. They're just like swimming through because they're intangible, right? They just like pass through an infinity of like the Earth's crust and are completely unbothered by it, going about their dinosaur ghost
Are
business. If
dinosaurs what's causing earthquakes?
an interesting one, do your own research.
Dino ghosts?
Dino ghosts, but that's why we don't see dinosaur ghosts. And I have a further theory on that that is counter to one of my friend Ethan's theories about ghosts, is that we don't. There's been recently a big drop in like reported ghost sightings, and recently, as in the last several decades, whatever. One theory about that, I mean, there's a lot, and most of them are probably better than these, but one theory is that the the amount of like electrical signal just like around in the atmosphere now is somehow interrupting ghosts or making it hard for them to cross over, making it hard for them to communicate, to manifest in whatever way that they normally do. So, and that could be something as simple as like there's just more electricity and power lines, or like
Mm-hmm.
you could say it's like Wi-Fi kills ghosts. I think that's actually Ethan's theory, that Wi-Fi kills ghosts. And I
Okay.
don't think he elaborates on it much beyond that, but I'm sure he could.
Yeah.
Ethan, if you're listening to this, let me know and we can have you on the show. We can talk about Wi-Fi killing ghosts. But my counter theory is that ghosts still exist in the same number and force that they used to. They just live in the internet now. because
And
if a
they like
ghost,
haunt the internet.
in a way, so I think part of okay, whew, I'm shaking it out. If a ghost, there's a lot of suppositions we need to make here, a lot of quick glossary terms. If we suppose a human ghost is the bioelectric residue of a human consciousness, and it somehow interacts with other bioelectric signals that create a human consciousness, and that's what a haunting is, then we could suppose that a bioelectrical consciousness could exist in an electrical um, interface like the internet. And it needs to take up space. It needs to use energy, right? To create it pulls in heat to be a ghost in a spooky house. It can use electricity, it can use data, it can use user interactions on the internet to suffice itself. However, due to the nature of the internet, it doesn't have to be like when we in the quote unquote my sort of friends are gonna love this, in the quote unquote meat space where we normally exist in three dimensional, but when I say it, you know exactly what I mean. In the meat space, a ghost interaction is usually upsetting, confusing, extremely obtuse, and very difficult to understand because there's no way to communicate like very effectively without a bunch of bobbledees and whatever, you know, EMF readers, that kind of thing. On the internet, the entire like the whole thing is built around communicating with other people who are vast distances
Um,
away. So,
yeah.
and it's not like I'm not saying that like chatbots are ghosts, but holy shit. Um, it could just be like an ad or like a weird glitch that you get sometimes, or like that's what autofill is, or something like that. You know, like they just find ways to, in my mind, they just find ways to like occupy themselves, to do things,
Yeah,
to
but
have
like
their own will
if you're
enacted.
saying that Wi-Fi kills ghosts, like Wi-Fi is what gives us internet, and then how could the ghosts live on the internet if
So
they can't survive in the
that's just
internet?
it. Wi-Fi kills ghosts was Ethan's theory that he brought to me. My counter theory to that is that Wi-Fi doesn't kill ghosts. Ghosts live in the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that, but the big thing
So
that brought
wait,
me
do
to
you
there,
feel
yes,
differently about like mediums now? Because I remember when I went to go see my medium, and you were like, "That's bullshit."
I don't think I said that. That's this shit.
I think you said
Like,
that's a stupid waste of time, you fat piece of shit.
that does sound very accurate to something I would say. Um, I don't know. I mean, like mom, I guess I'm a very healthy skeptic. I fully believe in like what like as real as I am, believe in ghosts and like aliens and Bigfoot and a lot of that stuff that
Mm.
I think is very silly. There's a lot
Mom
of
was super
other,
skeptic too, and then I told her about my medium thing, and I
yeah.
told her one detail that made no sense to me, but I just told her
Mm,
anyway, and she was just
yeah.
like, "What? How do you not remember that? That's a huge part of your childhood." And then she was
Yeah.
just like, "Okay, I'm hooked." But yeah,
Ah,
talk to dad post
interesting.
death, and man, he was very dad about it. He was the most typical dad, dead dad.
Can you elaborate on that, please? I feel like
I
it's
sure
probably more
can.
interesting than ghosts living in MySpace now. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I went to go see Medium because I was just I didn't necessarily believe in it, but I was
Yeah,
just like Missy had always said, if it makes you feel better, then do it. Who cares?
sure.
And so yeah, I went to go see my kind. Well, she was like I knew her through actually like my Herbalife coach, and
Okay.
whatever. She she was not an Herbalife coach. She was just one of the
Hmm.
members. And after we did the bloodletting and the prayer, we talked about
Yeah. Okay.
no, so I went to go see her. She was a medium, and then she like called forth dad after like she did all this other stuff, and she was just like, "Yeah, he just feels really awkward being in here,"
Yeah. Okay.
and she was just like, "Yeah, he says like this feels like a woman thing."
That's funny because I think Dad would never actually say that, but I know he would feel it really hard.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I could see that being the communicative style.
And she was basically like he's here to like answer some questions and stuff like that, but otherwise
Then
like
like
wants
move
to be
on.
out because it's
Yeah.
this is weird. And yeah,
Okay.
told me what he was wearing, which is so him, and that he was just kind of like fiddling around being like, can I leave now, because this
You're
is.
really you're really selling me on this experience, by the way, right now.
I mean, it would be bullshit if he was just like, "Oh, I want to. I now that I have this opportunity to be here in this small room with two women and tell
Yeah.
you about how much I love you." Like,
I
that's
feel
not
very
dad.
comfortable and talk about my feelings now. Yeah.
Yeah, right, right. Um, but yeah, and said just like basic things like, I know that you love me and kind of thing, and
Yeah.
sorry about the way things were for a bit.
Yeah.
Nothing prolific by any means, but it was just like the way she described him and
Mm.
just his general uncomfortableness, even as a fucking ghost. Like,
Like I said, it's like an indelible imprint of someone's consciousness and experience. That's
hmm
there's something to it. There's something there.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
definitely. I think maybe that was a big reason for me too. Like for one thing, I've like I said, been the healthy skeptic thing, whatever. But like, even if I were to reach out and talk to Dad from across the spirit realm, like, what would we talk about? I don't
yeah,
think we ever really had an in-depth conversation. I guess really ever, or like certainly not with me as an adult. Like I was in college most of the time, and then I moved out, and then lived with Mo, and then got married, and he died like 3 months before my wedding. Probably would have talked about that. I guess.
yeah.
Okay, it'd be like a long distance phone call. Like I'd catch him up on the stuff that's going on right now, but like,
Dude, he would totally talk about the kids.
well, yeah, for sure. But like, I don't want to spend like $300 a week or whatever to some lady so I can talk to my dead dad. You know what I mean? Like the
Fair enough.
majority, the
It was
majority of
early on.
human,
I was
yeah.
desperate.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing too. Early on, that would have been my thought process too, because I like would have just
Yeah,
gotten married, or probably
right.
not yet even at that point. We certainly didn't have a kid, but it's like I don't know. Everything I felt like I would have needed to say to Dad, I had already said. Like, I love you. I'll see you later. Thank you for teaching me stuff. It's just stuff that had come up with me in conversations with him in the last few years.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, yeah, my friend Kayla, her dad died slowly and painfully from cancer.
Ugh.
And it was like a couple years after dad died, and we would just like get together and puzzle and be sad, and it was nice because like we didn't say a ton, but like we would just
Mhm.
randomly just puzzle and be like, yeah, man, sucks that our dads died.
Yeah, the Dad Club, man.
Yeah, yeah. But it was
Oh,
like, what?
sorry. You go ahead and finish your thought, and then I'll
Oh
give
yeah, it
mine.
was just like super healing to be able to like just hang out in grief and not have it just be like, hey, you want to get together and talk about our dead dads? But it's just
Yeah.
like, hey, you want to get together and do this other thing, while like occasionally bringing it up. But we were talking about the fact that how our experiences were completely different.
Hmm.
That her dad died that way, our dad died suddenly, unexpectedly, no chance to
Yeah.
say goodbye, and how like we're both weirdly jealous of how each other's dads died, and
Sure.
we're like,
Yeah.
man, if we could just have like a 24-hour notice kind of thing,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
24-hour notice death, fantastic.
Really the ideal.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Sorry,
yeah,
what were you
my
gonna say?
my thought was that you brought that up, that specific thing. I have a very specific, vivid memory with Dad when I probably would have been in high school. I remember he was driving me around. We were right by the high school. We were just driving past the Olson's gas station.
Oh, you mean my house?
Yeah. Well, and there was a story on the radio. It must have been like NPR or something like that. And it was this guy who was his job was that he was like a guy that they call in to like clean up after dead bodies,
Mm,
but not like a cool crime guy way. In a like, okay, this person died like four
yeah.
weeks ago, and like we just need to like you're the hazmat guy for dead people,
Sunshine
basically.
Cleaning, the movie.
Yes, yes, yes. He was that guy.
Yeah.
And they were asking him like what like basically his thoughts about death and mortality and what it means. He was like, yeah. And he says, I think the guy on the show said that like if he had his choice, he would much rather die extremely suddenly rather than like drawn out, because he said like that's kind of like the two options you get.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like And then I remember the reporter being like, "So you wouldn't want to be able to say goodbye to anything?" And the guy was like, "Nah, clean break is much easier." And I asked Dad about it in that moment too, like, what would you think? And I think Dad said he would prefer like the sudden cut as well, because I mean, Dad had been sick plenty of times for long times, and I think that was
Yes.
definitely a very unpleasant experience. It was like, why continue that
Very true.
when you can just check out before
Yeah.
11 a.m.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I guess if there's any solace to be had in that, we can do that. Well, I think it's an awesome place to end our little
Yeah.
podcast episode today. Ah,
Doodles.
ghost
Ghost
bullets,
physics. Dead dad.
ghost doodles. Oh, that's right. My closing argument on ghosts living the internet now is that there are so many abandoned websites that are now defunct, empty, and unused, but still technically exist out there, like MySpace.
Yeah, it's
That
just
if a ghost, yeah, that's exactly what you're thinking of.
yes.
That if ghosts wanted to congregate there, like they do in cemeteries or haunted areas or haunted houses, whatever, they have an infinite number of them, and none of them take up space. I like for me, I think the internet is like it's like the barn where you send dogs to go live when they run away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they can run and eat steak every day, and there's other little ghost friends there for them all to hang out. It's it's the fantasy farm for but for ghosts. It's like their best possible.
Fair enough. If you were reincarnated into any animal, what would it be?
A dog.
What that okay. I specifically,
Or like a
ironically, would say
specific dog.
I want to be a micro petite Bernedoodle because I know I'm owned by a bunch of rich white bitches.
See, that's not bad.
Thank
That's pretty
you.
good. Yeah, I guess dog or some kind of bird. Like a crow would be pretty cool. I often think
Oh
about being a
yeah.
crow because you'd be too cool. You get to be a cool goth bird, and you always have like 1,000 plus friends to just like hang out and do homie shit, do hood rat shit with.
Your murder.
A murder. What's up?
Linnea
All
is
right.
super into crows.
They are super cool, dude. We don't get them around our house. I don't know
Oh
why.
my god, we have a ton.
My God. Yeah,
To the
we have
point
a
where
we have a
Linnea knows the difference between like tweet tweet caca ooh ooh.
wow. Well, you guys
Yeah.
have like a little more of a wooded area, I guess, than we
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Perks to
jealous.
living in the boons.
I got bird envy of crows just living
Linnea
here.
loves birds, man. We're going on like a bird hike thing at the Blaine Wetland Sanctuary.
Dude, that's tight as fuck. We should definitely end this episode like right now.
All right, birds are cool.
Birds are cool. Bye, guys. We love you. Oh, go to rffitness.net. Bye.